Hello, Facebook ads people. I'm Konstantinos, and this is the Facebook ads breaking news podcast. Hello, guys. It's podcast 108. We didn't do one because we had Easter, and this year the Easter was coming at the same period as the Catholic Easter one, the Orthodox and the Catholic one. So we did have the same Easter, and I had to go with a lot of Greek food and drink and all of that, so I didn't do a podcast. So today we're going to discuss a little bit about the tariffs and all the things that are happening. I want to explain to you some things about it, and we have also some other new features from Meta. I have done some tests and I want to tell you my thoughts. First of all, we have, and I'm going to start from this, we have, this is coming from Jonathan Shaw, that says that Temu US ad spend just tanked to zero on Meta, Google and TikTok. It was widely reported today that Temu Google shopping impressions fell off from 90% share to 0%. Blah, blah, it has his whole tweet over here. And I have gone and I checked on my own. There are no ads running right now from Temu in Meta. Is this good or bad? In my opinion, it's good because it means that we're going to have lower CPMs. Have I checked lower CPMs since then? No. Before we analyze it further, let me tell you that as of now, in this year, what we have seen is that we do have a very good January. We had a very good Q4 before, but after that, very good January, bad February, bad March, and of course there's always exceptions here and there. Okay, don't comment now below and say that my February was good. I know, I also had accounts that they were doing good. I'm talking about the general trend. And then we had this month over now, April, which was good in several days, but really bad. For example, the previous Wednesday, for example, okay. To all of that, have I seen a change on the CPM? To be honest with you, no, I haven't seen. And I have realized that we're not going to see a change on CPM, but I have seen a change on the results. So the results were better, for sure, in several days of this month. So the Temu thing is just a gossip, okay? And maybe a psychological boost for you if you're running your ads. Again, I want to clarify something, and I might sound like an asshole, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm talking about that accounts, for example, that you're doing really well, you're having 3 ROAS, 4 ROAS and stuff, and then you see that you have 2 ROAS, okay, consistently. When we talk about bad periods, if you're profitable, the ultimate goal is that you're going to be breaking even on the bad periods. But if you're just profitable only on the good periods, then you have a problem with your numbers. Now, if you know that and you're willing to do this cat and mouse game and just always try to do ads in a good period, I'm okay with that. But if you don't know it and you think that it's Facebook to blame and stuff, let me tell you that you're just outside of the market because your numbers don't make sense. So if you had a very good January and then you have a very good March and February, try to see if you can fix and have better numbers as a business, AOV and all of that, because the bad periods are not going to stop coming to Meta. Now, we discussed about Temu, and these are for later, but there is one major thing that I want to discuss. I'm talking with a lot of dropshippers and e-commerce store owners, but the dropshippers are the ones that I'm getting the information faster, okay? Because they're doing dropshipping, so they know about the tariffs and all of that. The one day they tell me, hey, we have to do this and lower the spend because this is happening. The next day they tell me something else. So I feel that there is a huge confusion out there of what's going to happen. But there's one major thing that we need to discuss, which is going to change completely the way that we see e-commerce in USA. Of course, there's going to be workarounds, but we're going to talk about it soon. What is the T86? Okay. Oh, by the way, in the previous one, I want to mention that Meta is also doing changes, making things even worse. So it's not like that Meta as an algorithm stayed the same. We have the Andromeda algorithm, which is the new algorithm that came after the end of 2024, the whole 2025 and stuff. and it's the algorithm that likes bigger broad targeting and all of that. We know all of that, and we are talking about this in the channel and the way that we are targeting right now, and the new course, of course, which is coming on June, I believe. This is what my video editors are telling me. And we do have a situation right now that we do have the differences that Meta is doing inside the platform by changing this or that, you know, about the new style of campaigns that we have discussed and all of that. The advantage sales campaigns now, not shopping and the normal manual ones. So we have all of these changes, we have also the tariffs, we have also the different things that are happening, and this is making it pretty difficult for Meta to have stable results. Now, let's discuss a little bit about T86. So, what is T86? T86 was, I'm going to read here, refers to a type of entry under Section 321 of US Customs and Border Protection. It is used to low-value shipments, particularly in automated environments, and is part of a push to modernize and streamline process for high-volume, low-value e-commerce goods. In other words, I'm doing dropshipping to USA. I'm selling jewelry which is 50 cents and I'm selling it for 30 from AliExpress. I'm doing dropshipping. Under the T86, I'm not going to get tariffed for this product, okay? So, T86 entry key points. It allows automated electronic filling of shipments under 800 USD. Used primarily for Section 321 imports. I don't know what this means. And then it says requires transmission of advanced electronic data like import and shipper details and all of that. But I'm pretty sure that China is doing that. Who uses T86? Custom brokers, freight forwarders, third-party logistics, e-commerce platforms like Amazon, Temu, Shein, etc. Okay, they use T86 to efficiently declare bulk, low-value shipments, particularly those that come in as consolidated air or ocean cargo. Why it matters? It improves visibility for CBP, I don't know what, into massive flows of small packages, okay. Helps identify non-compliant or high-risk shipments even if they are individually under 800. So just to understand, imagine a whole, imagine 5,000 packages that the whole value is under 800. This is what T86 helps. So it's coming, it's under 800 because it's 2,000 packages of 10-cent earrings, for example, okay? Imagine all of that, and this is passing without getting tariffed. Offers an efficient legal path to comply with the US import requirements without needing full format entries. Now, why are we talking about this? Because with all of these things that are happening, they are thinking of terminating it. And this will mean that we're going to have a problem with e-commerce, not only the normal e-commerce, but with dropshipping in general also. So, the termination on the policy on May 2 marks a significant shift in the US trade regulation, okay? So, the key impacts, okay? Increased cost for low-value shipments. Previously, the T86 policy allowed duty-free entry for shipments valued at 800 or less. With its removal, these shipments are now subject to tariffs. For instance, a flat tariff of 100 per item is imposed on low-value postal shipments, increasing to 200 starting of June 1. So it's not only going to have a tariff, but there's an increase also happening on June 1st. And we don't know what's going to happen with all of these negotiations that they have back and forth. Shift to formal customs procedures. Business must now navigate more complex custom procedures, including detailed documentation and potential delays due to the removal of the minimus exemption. This change increases administrative burdens and may lead to longer shipping times. Pressure on profit margins. The added tariffs and administrative costs reduce profit margins for dropshipping business, especially those dealing with low-cost items. This financial strain may force some business to reevaluate their pricing strategies or profit offerings. Encouragement of domestic fulfillment. To mitigate these challenges, business might consider shifting to domestic fulfillment challenges such as utilizing US-based warehouses and so on. I'm thinking also there is going to be things like, okay, we're not going to ship from China, we're going to ship from India. So there is already one case that they told me that their supplier in China told them, don't worry, we will send all the parts to Vietnam, and they are going to reassemble in Vietnam and send, which means that it's going to be named as it's coming from Vietnam, not from China. Strategies for adaptation. Reassess supply chains, explore sourcing products from countries not affected by the new tariffs, or consider domestic suppliers. Adjusting pricing models, some people might have to increase prices. Enhance compliance, invest in understanding and adhere the new custom requirements to avoid delays and penalties. And diversify markets is something that many people are going to do. They're going to start advertising to EU and all of that, but we know that if all of them they go there, it's going to be an issue. So we do have new changes, and I will tell you my honest opinion about the situation. Most probably this video again is going to get demonetized because of that, but who cares? That's why we have the podcast, so that I can express my opinion. After all, just so you know, it's not that I'm making a lot of money from YouTube anyway. So, have you ever heard of the theory of the lunatic? Okay, so the theory of the lunatic goes like this. If we go and we negotiate with each other, and I convince you that I'm crazy, then that means that I have an advantage against you, okay? So, let's say that we have over here two people. It's Konstantinos and Natalia, which is behind the camera. Let's say that I am the lunatic, but Natalia is a very composed person, and she's actually quite logic, okay? So let's say that we have 10 coins, okay? And let's say that I'm going to Natalia is going to decide how she's going to divide the coins. She can do 9 for her, 1 for me, 8 for her, 2 for me, whatever. And I have the only thing, which is that if I say no, nobody gets anything. Okay? So I am the person that is actually choosing if we're going to take it. In the theory that Natalia says, okay, I will take 9 and Konstantinos is going to take 1, I have to accept because I'm just taking something, okay? But if I convince Natalia that I'm crazy, I'm like crazy, and I might say, no, I don't want that, and nobody gets anything, do you know what Natalia is going to do? Most likely she's going to say, I will take 5, he's going to take 5. And how did I win that? By just pretending that I'm lunatic. Again, it doesn't mean that I mean it and I wouldn't take the 1. It means that Natalia has to believe that I'm lunatic and I'm going to say no. So in that case, Natalia says 5 and 5. And then I say yes and we take both 5. What did I win? 4 more coins just because Natalia believed that I'm crazy. This is what I believe that is happening right now. So we have Trump, which says and makes everybody believe that he's crazy, that he's going to do this. And it's like Kim Jong-un, for example, okay? We all believe that he's crazy and he's going to push the button. But is this actually the truth? Is he going to push it? We truly believe it. I'm saying it now and I believe that he's going to, okay? But is it the truth, or he convinced all of us that he's crazy enough to do it? So we have the theory of the lunatic, which says that you don't have to be a lunatic, but if you convince the others that you are crazy and you're going to do this and that, then you go into negotiating with an advantage. And this is what I believe that he wants to do. He doesn't believe that there should be 200% tariffs. But China is not falling for it. That's the problem right now, okay? And they are having a back and forth battle because China doesn't believe him, that he's crazy. So on the part of convincing them that he's crazy on doing it, he didn't do it. There are other countries that they have been convinced and they have already called him and they have negotiated, which is what he wanted since the beginning. But remember, all of this is not going to end well for them if they don't convince China that they're crazy enough to push the button and do all of this war. Okay, so this is my opinion. Now, who are we? we're just the grace between the capitalism wheels, okay? And we're going to get crushed into this situation. And yes, it's more difficult right now to acquire clients if you're a freelancer and you're listening to this, because there is so uncertainty about the economy and stuff. And yes, I'm getting every day from the currency, which is really bad now, and I'm losing a lot of money when I'm converting USD because I'm getting paid on USD to euros. Yes, there's going to be this and that and that, but at the end of the day, it's not the first crisis that I have ever seen, and I have seen more things than that, and I do believe that eventually it's going to get better. After all, I have a very stable base of clients to be worried. If these people fail, most likely the whole economy of United States means that it's going to collapse. So what are we having now is a tough situation. I don't know where it's going to go, and I don't know the future of e-commerce and how it's going to change, but for sure these are major changes, and we need to monitor them and see them. If I have anything else about it, I will let you know. Now, I have gotten an email from Meta talking about the AI, and this is something that I found interesting, because sometimes we believe that Meta is getting trained by our behavior and all of that. There it is. They say it completely honestly on the mail. We're always improving AI at Meta. AI at Meta is our collecting of generative AI features and experiences like Meta AI and AI creative tools, along with the models that power them. It also includes making models available through the open platform, support researchers, developers, and others in the AI community. What means for you? To help bring these experiences to you, we want you to know that we'll use public information like posts and comments from accounts of people 18 years old or older to include all of the public information you've shared on Meta products. By the way, I don't know if I'm biased because we advertise only to 18 plus. I don't think that Meta should allow on children below 18 to have social media. I don't understand it. Why do they allow it if they're not gathering data? Why? Just to prepare them for the future? I believe that Meta is lying here, and they do gather data also from 18 years old people and plus and less, okay, on how they behave and all of that. This includes all of the public information you've shared on Meta products since you created your account. We've also used your integration with AI, Meta, blah, blah. So they say basically that they're going to use everything that you post, and you can also object over here. As you can see, they give you the option to send an email, and that they're not going to use it and all of that. I believe that all of this is bullshit, and they're going to use it anyway. So why am I showing you this? Because I do believe that the future is transitioning into a way that we're going to see Meta more about the creatives. They always want to make Meta an easy platform for all the people to use, and they want to make it in a way so that it's going to be easy for everyone to use. I had a question over here. Let me see it. Okay, so I have a person over here which is asking, why would Meta push consolidation? What's the profit on this? Okay, because I'm saying that Meta is pushing consolidation and all of that. Okay, so let me tell you what's the reason about the Meta consolidation and why they want to do this. And this comes also with the AI things and stuff. So Meta always wanted to have a platform which is going to be very easy to use. Let's say that I'm not going to call myself stupid, but not tech savvy, let's say. I'm just having in front of me a website that I had an idea of creating mugs over here with crickets. Okay, so I have this idea, I'm running it. So what am I doing? I'm going to Facebook to advertise. I'm just taking a line of code, I'm putting it on the header. It's my pixel, and I use it, and then I'm running ads, and I'm getting sales and all of that. So it's really easy, okay? And this is how it used to be before iOS. After iOS and all the changes that we had, API and all of that, do you think that Meta didn't know about API before iOS? Of course they did, but it's difficult to make. Okay, it's difficult to go to Shopify, make integrations. It's difficult. So they were saying, okay, let's do it with Pixel. Also, the cookies and all of that will helping to good reporting. But even at that period of time with server reporting, most likely you would have better reporting. Still, they didn't do it because, and this is what I realized when I went to Dublin to the headquarters. They told me, I told them, you said that you're going to remove the pixels. Why haven't you? And they said, you don't realize that you talk about API all day in your videos and all of that and with people, but you don't understand that the people that they have API right now, it's less than 10% on the hot platform. And then he tells me, think of all the small businesses like a hair salon, a nail salon, this and that, and all of these people that they're not tech savvy and they're not spending a lot. All of these people, they're using a pixel. So what does Meta win? Meta wants to make the platform easy. It wasn't their choice to make it difficult with all of these different things. It happened because of the iOS and because they had to find a way of making the ads profitable again. So they never wanted all of this to be complex. Okay, so they want to make it easy so that each one of you, without the help of Konstantinos or any Konstantinos to come and help them, just go and do it. And what are they trying to do? With the help of AI, they are trying to make a whole transition that you will take zero decisions, zero, who to target, when, and all of that. And you're just going to input your creative. And even on that, they have the AI enhancements that they're saying that even if you see some crazy stuff, don't worry, because the AI algorithm is understanding how to push it. I had cases from images that they have been showing not the whole head, for example, using creative AI enhancements and actually recreating the whole top half of the head with some crazy sketchy face and all of that. I believe it was making it to gather engagement. So it created a whole new face into a picture that didn't even have a face. This is not good for branding. This is something that the owners don't want for their creatives to be altered so much. But this is what Meta is trying to push. That the only thing that we're going to need from you in the future is just the creatives and the link and the website. Okay, and we're going to take care of all of that. Why? Because if this works, that means that instead of 100 people advertising that they need Konstantinos or this or that, they will have 500 people advertising. It's more people. So the more easy that you make a platform, the easier it is for more people to come and advertise. If it's super easy and they just toss 5 creatives and it's working. This is why Meta is trying to do all of that. This is why they're focusing so much on AI. And of course, the AI enhancements and all of that, they overdo it sometimes. They do some crazy changes on the ads. And I'm not talking only about, I'm talking about altering completely the creative that you are adding. So we have a lot of interesting things to see with the AI in the future, but for sure this is the answer. This is why Meta is trying to push consolidation or all the other things, because they want the platform to be super easy for everyone to use, so that more and more people are going to use it, instead of saying, bah, I need someone to run it because I don't know how to create them. Now, we have 2 new features over here, which is more about scaling and budget attribution. I'm going to make next week videos about this because I have tested it. First of all, I would like to tell you that when you try to close an ad, Meta is trying to prevent you from losing the budget that you want to close. So they say that if you want to update the budget means that it's going to distribute it in other campaigns. I haven't found a pattern of how it distributes it. I don't believe it's in lag, but on the other hand, I haven't seen it distributing all of it, for example, in one campaign, which is high performing and all of that. So I haven't found a pattern of how it's doing it. Over here it says apply the amount on a single campaign or assets during distribute it across multiple ones, or make no budget changes. So on the left side it tells you which campaigns to use, blah blah, and maybe you can use those and stuff. If you press update budget, the blue button, of course, It's going to distribute the budget. If you don't update the budget, nothing is going to change. Now, I have tested it. It's like the normal scaling. The only thing that I know is that Meta doesn't want you to stop spending. This is why they do it. And it makes total sense. It's not a non-profit organization. And then we have the other thing, which is the last thing about today on the main topics, which is this scaling thing. You have seen it most likely. It says cost per result lower than similar campaign and ad sets. This campaign cost per result is lower when compared to other campaigns ad sets with the same goal. You could increase the budget from 200 to 360, blah, blah. I have done this in a very strong ad account. And let me tell you that it didn't work well. It made the ROAS worse. Of course, what did you expect? You scaled it, it would make it worse. Sometimes in this other account I'm scaling when I feel so, and it doesn't make campaigns worse. Also, I feel like the change on the budget is really big. So, do you know what bothers me? They talk about learning phase. And they say that if you scale more than 20%, blah, blah, you will go to learning phase. And then they put this feature over here, which is doing from 200 to 360. And then if I say that the learning phase is a myth and all of that, then I'm stupid and they are the smart ones, okay? So over here, how are you coming and you're proposing from 200 to 360? Are you going to go out of the learning phase? So it says based outcome based on modeling, okay? And they give you also projections. If you see below, if you see budget forecast, they give you projections of how much money you will make if you increase it. Let me tell you that in my end, all of these projections were actually wrong. And I have print screen. I will make a video explaining what happened. But over here, I believe there is another indication that learning phase is just a myth that they're just using in order for you to spend more. Okay, so that you can pass the 50 events if you're a small ad account. What do we see over here? In general, they want you to spend more. They don't care about your results. They care about how they're going to convince you with different things to spend more. They are not a non-profit business. They are a business that is making money from you spending more. You have to understand that. Okay, let's go, guys, to your questions. There are so many questions. These are 2 week questions, right? Okay, so these are 2 week. When working with smaller budget, 75 to 125 per day campaigns, do you still recommend clustering all the European countries into one campaign? Or is that enough spent and it's better to isolate countries at the budget one by one until you scale into other European countries? Great video as usual. When it comes to Europe, I would not isolate countries and start like this to do France only, this only, this only. What I would do instead is the thing that I explained in the video that you said, which is actually going and actually doing several countries and then seeing which one is taking most of the budget. The one that is taking most of the budget with good results, of course, I'm going to take the budget of the last 7 days, divide it by 7, put this budget on my campaign, remove all the other countries and relaunch the campaign with the other countries that I removed without this country that I picked. This is how I would isolate. I do believe that you should cluster European countries and you should not treat them as you treat USA, for example, and stuff. Another way is clustering the top 4, for example, and USA alone. Australia, New Zealand, Canada, UK, and having USA alone. Clustering, I think it's good because it's giving you extra sales here and there. Let's go to this. What do you think about Google Ads? Are you gonna stay with Meta Ads and not to Google Ads too? Why? Because I believe always in my life that I prefer to be very good at something instead of being mediocre in many things. Then you ask, what about TikTok ads? I think that all of these are working. So Google Ads are working for sure, okay? And there are many times people that they use them in order to kickstart instead of going to Facebook because it's more expensive. Recently, someone asked me if I know anyone like me on Google Ads and stuff. I don't know, but given the fact that I know how Ben Heath is talking about Facebook ads and it's helping so many people on the beginner level to learn Facebook ads and all of that. Everybody has watched the video of Ben Heath. He's the leader of the market right now anyway on YouTube for the beginning stuff. And I hope that they go for the more advanced stuff to me after that. But I guess that if you're a beginner, maybe you should start from Ben Heath about Google Ads. I think he has a channel for Google Ads also. I don't know anything else. I know about Ben Heath and Google Ads because he's doing also Facebook ads. About TikTok, I have no idea who to follow, but I can tell you for sure that I still believe that there are certain people that they make good money with TikTok ads. They're not scalable. But the organic content on TikTok is what is crazy, not so much the paid ads. The paid ads still need work on their end to make them better. Hello Konstantinos, great video as always. I currently have another account for almost a year and I have been running only multiple countries campaigns and a lot of them have been performing very good, even with USA inside. Perfect. But recently I focused a lot more on analyzing them and I have noticed that one of the countries is performing much better than others, is usually taking about 40 to 50% of spend with very good ROAS and CPP. I'm now thinking about starting to run campaigns for the specific country. Do you think is it a good idea to run it on the same ad account, the same pixel, which is already trained? Yeah, I think you should use the same ad account, the same pixel. I wonder if that could cause any issues with optimization of the one country campaigns. No, but you might have overlap, okay? So if you start using the same creatives and you already have opened the other campaign, which is already spending on this country and you just use the same creatives and you just do another campaign focusing on that, maybe it's going to hurt the other campaign as an overlap, you know, because of the daily loop theory. Next one. But you can use the same pixel on another account. Would it be hard for the pixel to suddenly optimize towards one country after targeting multiple countries for a long time, or it's not the case? Dude, it's already optimizing for this country. It's taking 40-50% of the campaign. So the job is already being done. So don't think about it. Thanks for the info. Does the ad account consolidate also by favoring a lead campaign and focusing on it? The ad accounts don't consolidate on campaigns because we choose the budget of the campaigns. They consolidate on they focus on ads and on ad sets. They don't focus on campaigns. We don't have a central budget for an ad account to focus in one campaign. It's up to you how much money you will spend in a campaign and if you will make it leading campaign or not. Taking the daily loop theory into account, what options do we have to force each campaign to get enough focus from Meta? I think that your question is wrong. Maybe you mean ad set, but the way that you phrase it over here with campaign, it's up to us how much it's going to spend because we dictate the budget of the campaign. Hi Konstantinos, you said about new AC setup in your podcast. Do single ad set or ABO with two ad set, one of them with $1, blah, blah, but in one ad account my pixel is new. I found one audience is working very well, so how should I scale? Should I put this interest into higher budget with one ad set or should I do crazy method takes in advance? It depends on how trained your pixel is and if your broad targeting is working. By the way, this setup is for the new style campaigns that we are going to have, the advantage sales campaigns, which not all of you are having into your ad accounts. They are coming now in more and more ad accounts. Most likely they are going to come in all ad accounts. This is how Meta is always rolling the changes to one ad account, then 10% of the ad accounts, 20, 30. So I don't know in which percentage we are now, but I still don't see them across many accounts, so I believe we're in the early stages still. I do see them though in the new ad accounts, which means that this is a final decision and all the ad accounts are going to convert. If you're wondering what's going to happen with your campaigns, they're going to stay as they are because I have seen an account changing and they're going to stay as they are and the new campaigns are going to have the new style. Okay, it's like when we had the conversion campaigns instead of the sales campaigns because Meta is keep changing everything for some reason that I don't understand. Okay, when we had the conversion campaigns, I had campaigns, 10K conversion campaigns in our account for years, but if you try to change budget or do things to them, you cannot, because it's not the style of campaign that's running anymore. And you had to create a new campaign, which was going to be a sales campaign. Now it's going to be an advantage sales campaign. It's going to be another style, and we're going to have our normal ASC or our normal manual CBO, for example, but those are not going to change. But most likely we won't be able to do changes like changing budget or things like that, which is going to force us. It didn't force me on the other accounts because these campaigns were working really well, but maybe we're going to be forced to close them and do something else. Now, about your question, it depends on what is working. I just wanted to clarify that maybe you don't have this set up yet, so that you will have to do one ad set with $1 and all of that. The thing that I have that I would like to know here is if you have good results with broad also. If you don't and you just found one interest which is working and it's a new pixel and all of that, do crazy method and try to find hot pockets. Thanks. Also, let's say I have 10 creatives and we have different scaling method, so the same creatives can I use for at least one time in broad, stack relay and ASC. It's not my favorite way because the broad has inside the lookalikes and the interest, so it's not my favorite method, but you can try. If it's working for you and you can scale, you can go for it. In smaller budgets, I don't think that it matters. It depends also on how good your pixel is and so on. Anyway, guys, that's all I had for you today. I hope that you really enjoyed the podcast. We have so many questions and we discussed about so many things. I hope that you like my theory about the lunatic. By the way, it's not my theory. It's a proven theory. Okay, it's a theory which is being studied in universities and stuff. I hope you liked all of it, and I will see you guys on the next one. This is the end of the first part of the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. If you don't want to miss the second half of the podcast, where I'm answering all the remaining questions of the week, visit my Patreon page following the link on the description. This was the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. Like it or not, it is what it is.